Thank you so much for everyone that's provided help this legislative session by contacting your legislators on several key issues. I'm Executive Director Kevin Robertson, and this is the KDA Video Minute for Friday, February 20th. Hey, before we get going today, I want to let everyone know that if you've not paid your dues, we will be sending out a due statement today. It should be arriving on your desk next week. Please look for that. Let's make sure it gets to your desk and you get those 2026 dues paid. As we talk about your dues, there's always that question, what's the KDA done for you lately? So just this first month and a half of 2026, let's talk about some of the things that KDA has done that's putting money in your pocket. So first of all, Medicaid reimbursement fees. So we talk about, hey, a $6 million increase in Medicaid funding for Medicaid providers. What that will translate into is about a 20 to 35% increase in Medicaid reimbursement rates. So if you are a Medicaid provider or interested in being a Medicaid provider, that will definitely affect your bottom line. Also, we just recently have forwarded on House Bill 2564. Now that's through the House, onto the Senate. That will result in a 3 to 6% decrease in those virtual credit card payments that you get, those fees that are on virtual credit cards. Again, money in your pocket. A couple other successes we've had this session is Halting, Senate Bill 432. That was that 20% rule. So we are championing patient safety in their office, and that's something that the Kansas Dental Association, our members, have been very concerned about over the last few years. We have also then looked at what's going on with prior authorization and disallow. Those are issues that we're still working on. Frankly, we have not had success this year at this moment, but we will continue to work on those as the session moves forward, maybe in an interim session or something like that can help the dentists of Kansas down the line. And the Kansas Dental Association is working to keep fluoride in our community water systems. So we did work to stop a fluoride ban that was introduced earlier this year. That bill's still in committee, but right now it looks like because of you and the KDA that will not be something that moves forward in 2026. And beginning January 1, the KDA just endorsed a new marketing agreement for all the dental offices with Gargle. That is a company that does marketing, web browser enhancement, SEO enhancement, and other things that you might work with, social media content that might help drive patients to your office. Again, many things the KDA is working on to increase your bottom line and to make the Kansas Dental Association and organized dentistry part of an ongoing resource for you in your dental office. Okay, so we just talked about a lot of the bills that the KDA has been working on this legislative session, so let's get you up to date on what's going on in the legislature. Yesterday was what we call turnaround. It's the House of Origin deadline. It's day 40 in the legislature of a 90-day legislative session. So we're reaching the halfway point in the session. So again, just to recap what we talked about, House Bill 2564, that's that virtual credit card bill that will be the fix on how you can opt into virtual credit card if you choose, as opposed to having to opt out. Again, that will help you getting your claims without a fee attached to them through the insurance carrier. So that bill now is on to the Senate. Another bill that we were working on, of course, was we were trying to stop Senate Bill 432. That was the bill that would have removed the 20% rule. That bill did come out of committee earlier this week. However, we were able to stop it on the House floor. It did not advance to final action or to any action or debate on the floor. So that bill is now dead this legislative session. Another issue we're working on, again, is with the budget. And that is an increase in Medicaid reimbursement. So we have a $6 million increase in Medicaid. That bill will be debated next week in the House and the Senate, and that will be an issue that we'll continue to work on throughout the legislative session. That budget's never done really to the very end. So that's still an ongoing process, but again, right now, $6 million in the budget is an increase, which is a 20 to 35% increase in Medicaid reimbursement rates as we move forward. I mentioned that the fluoride ban bill, Senate Bill 333, is still in committee. I will tell you that bill is in an exempt committee, so though it's technically still alive as the session goes on, it's really on life support at this time, so we don't expect any action on that fluoride ban throughout the session. The KDA did have a couple other bills that had to do with insurance issues, one in the House, one in the Senate. Both of those bills had to do with prior authorization and retroactive denial or recoupment. There was a hearing in the Senate Committee on Financial Institutions and Insurance concerns. That bill did not advance, so it's still in committee. The House bill did not have a hearing. Where we are right now, working with some of the other healthcare provider groups, trying to get those bills into an interim study. Over the summer then, that would be a more intense discussion on those issues, and so we are trying to move forward with those issues that way. We talk about retroactive denial and recoupment a lot. What we're talking about there is when an insurance company, after you file a claim, they might say, hey, you owe us on a claim that we paid you for 6 months ago, or 12 months ago, or 18 months ago on a different patient. So as a result, we're going to deduct that money out of this current claim, or maybe you even have to pay you back. So there is a 6-month look back for that retroactive denial in those bills as well. So that's what we always talk about when we discuss retroactive denial. So we'll continue to work on those bills through the summer, as they don't look like they will be moving forward for the rest of this legislative session. Hey, and for those of you that are interested in the Kansas Mission of Mercy and where we're going to be in 2027, of course, we got a lot of questions about that after our Mission of Mercy just last month. That announcement is coming up real soon by the Kansas Dental Charitable Foundation. Look for that if that's something that you're interested in, as we look to keep KMOM going for what will be our 26th KMOM next year. As we leave today, thank you so much for everyone that's provided help this legislative session by contacting your legislators on several key issues. We're going to look for your help now as we move forward in the opposite house on a couple of our bills. So keep it up. Thank you very much. And that wraps this edition of the KDA Video Minute.